any of this music y'all hear in the background. I want to shout out to Jeff Staples in Norfolk. He has been running a marvelous race, and I have not had the opportunity to get out there to him, but I am definitely going to try to shoot over there and see him on Sunday. So hopefully I can catch Jeff, because he is a marvelous candidate, and he is definitely one that is for the people. He's grassroots, boots on the ground, community, and that's what's important to me. Actually putting that work in. I really appreciate that. Hold on, okay, I'm coming, y'all. Hey Jessica, hey Vince, hey LaRuski, hey Earl, and everybody else that is watching. I want to take some time to talk about my community, where I come from, Newport News. Y'all always hear me on a tangent about Newport News, because of course that's where I'm from, even though I don't currently live there. Newport News will always be near and dear to my heart. My mother and my grandmother and a whole host of other relatives and friends and family are still in Newport News, and I'm not too far from Newport News. I'm always down there, so I'm always going to make sure that my community, or try to, has what it needs. And so, I was wanting to go live, but I have been so busy these past 2 days, I just haven't been able to. And then yesterday, I was just so emotionally drained from Turn It Down King from the day before. It didn't hit me the day of the debate. It hit me yesterday about what really happened during that debate on I think it was a Tuesday. Yes. And it just smacked me in the face yesterday what happened. And I was just overwhelmed with sadness and just despair. Good morning, Alonzo. So I went to this debate, and I was hoping to hear from all the candidates, but we were able to hear from our the delegate candidates in the Senate, and I was very impressed with Mullen and Yancey, and I can't recall the other young man's name, but I was impressed with him as well. And he's running on the I believe as a Democrat as well. It might be an independent. No, I think he's independent, but he did very well. And at this particular time, I like Mullen. I think he has a lot of good points, and I am supporting Yancey because of his work that he has done in the community, that a lot of people don't know about. Yancey has been working very hard, assisting underserved youth in downtown Newport News and exposing them to a sport that they otherwise would not have access to, and this is rugby. Yancey is the rugby coach, the youth rugby coach for Newport News, and the team is predominantly black. In fact, did you all have any white people on your rugby team? How many? Couple? 4 or 5. Yeah, so but they were predominantly black. And, he did very good. His co-coaches were very, very good. And I just was impressed that he took the time to do that. And I don't think a lot of people know that about him. So they say you hear Republican and automatically you think anti-black or our communities, and that's not always the case. That's why I always tell people, make sure you're doing your research. Don't just go off of what somebody is telling you about a candidate. You have to be able to independently do your own research. You have to educate yourself. Do not depend on somebody else to educate you about a candidate, because a lot of times you'll find out that you're going to be misinformed about candidates. And so I want to put that out there for Yancey. He's very approachable. I've spoken to him a couple of times, and he was definitely willing to have conversations with me, and even he was interested in a lot of the things that I had to offer as a Republican. So, and I'm not either. I'm not Republican nor Democrat. I don't subscribe to parties. I'm an issue-based person. I don't do that. To me, that's childish. You know what I'm saying? You represent the people, not the party. So, I'm not a fan of Shelly Simon. She's disrespectful. She's unapproachable. I'll never forget when she offended one of my associates when she ran for school board and told her she don't know why she thought she could win a school board race. I'll never forget Shelly Simons for doing that, and she just has a nasty disposition about herself. So no, I do not support the Democratic candidate Shelly Simons. Also, I want to take a little bit of time, of course, to talk about this clerk of court election. And so the debate is on my page, you guys. If you want to see it, I encourage you to go and look at it. And when I'm there live, and when it happened, I was like, I just was taken aback because I couldn't believe what I heard, and I'm hoping that this is a joke what I'm hearing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, did she just say that? First of all, you stood up and asked people, do they know what the clerk of court does and the functions of the clerk's office? By show of hands, she asked for people to raise their hands. About 3 people raised their hands, to include me, Gary, who is our current clerk of court, his wife, and Tracy, who is currently working for the clerk of court's office, who is also Black, by the way, and has been there for a very, 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 very long time. So it wasn't many. And it was interesting that she would ask that very question, not knowing the answer herself. And so out of all the candidates, she stands up and works the crowd. She's charismatic. I'll give her that. But she's a master manipulator. And so she gets up and she asks that question. And then when they go in to start the panel, she talks about being disgruntled with the clerk's office because she couldn't file her mother's death certificate. I said, wait a minute, wait. Did I not hear this shit right? Is she really running for the clerk of court's office and just said something about filing a death certificate? So then when Gary speaks, he says, we don't deal with death certificates. The only time you would need a death certificate is when you're doing something in probate. So she tries to fix her error, and says, so turns around all cocky again and says, so you are confirming that the clerk's office deals with death certificates? Stop it. Straight, epic, fucking fail, girl. Don't do that. Don't do that. Just bow out gracefully and walk off the stage. You caught at that point. He did not say that they work with death certificates. They don't. Only time you would need a death certificate is when you're dealing with probate. They don't file them. They don't give them to you. They don't do nothing. They don't help you with them. Thank you, QB. That is the Department of Vital Records. And you needing a death certificate to handle probate is not them dealing with death certificates. It's just showing proof that this particular person is deceased and this property belongs to this particular person. But so many people don't know what the clerk's office does, and she's so charismatic that she can convince people that she knows what she's talking about when she doesn't. Then she goes on to talk about all these things that she wants to do that is not a job of the clerk of court's office, that you won't be able to do because you got so much stuff you got to do already. You already have enough responsibilities that you can't do civic engagement. That is not a duty of the clerk of court. You can't do all of these things. You can't learn the code. First of all, let me tell y'all something about Virginia Code right quick. There are 76 fucking titles of Virginia Code, right? Don't seem like a lot. All right. But there's chapters to every 76 of them. And then let's go a little further. There's subsections to each chapter. Nobody knows all of Virginia Code. Lawyers don't know them. Judges don't know them. They use the books as a reference. They have amendments to them that goes in the back of the changes that happen so frequently. So you want to learn that and you want to go out and teach the people. Have you heard of practicing law without a license? Because you will teeter that line. You got to really know what you're doing because that line it's thinner than a piece of hair. You can't do that. And that's not your responsibility. So while you out here doing civic engagement that you're not doing now and you haven't done ever in your life, while you doing that, who gonna be busy man in the clerk's office? What? Then you get mad and say, oh, you went up to some girl and they asked you, are you a lawyer? That's how far we are when it comes to not knowing what we're supposed to be doing. And they asked her about a notary. And she wants the clerk's office. She mad at the clerk's office. Why you not having workshops teaching people about how to become a notary? Because that job is a secretary of the Commonwealth job. That is not a part of our clerk of court, period. Then you get upset. Oh, well, it's a part of the process. No, ma'am, it's not. The only thing that's done at the clerk of court's level, once you have gotten approved to be a notary through the Secretary of the Commonwealth, is your oath of office. Gary has jurisdiction to administer oath of office. That's it. And he doesn't need to have workshops on doing oath of offices. Guess what? We don't have jurisdiction to administer oath of offices. So it's just the sheer disrespect that you would sit there and run for an office that you still don't know nothing about. You've been running, you've been on the campaign trail for a long time. You still don't know what it is, and you're willing to put the people of Newport News in danger. And I'm even madder that there are candidates who are also supporting these shenanigans. Not only candidates, but a whole Democratic Party that didn't vet this child to make sure that she knew what she needed to know to do this job effectively and efficiently. To make sure that the people of Newport News and the taxpayers' money, because we paid the salary, which is $148,000, a little over $148,000. So you're going to steal the taxpayers' dollars to pay somebody to do a job that is not qualified. Let me ask you all one question. If you ran a business, say you ran some type of, let's just say construction agency, right? Are you going to hire somebody that can't do construction to do construction? Are you going to do that? Do you have time to wait until this person learns how to do construction to be able to catch up? You're going to be losing money. It's not fiscally responsible. It is disrespectful and arrogant, to say the least of the things. And then what's so amazing is that the amount of people that's supporting this, and y'all know I've been out here talking about this shit for a long time, and even people who know me that know I know this shit still, because people still is like, but Kira can't know all this shit. She can't be this smart. She can't be this intelligent because I don't look like I come from that side of the track. I don't, damn it. But I know what I know, and I know enough to know that shit ain't right. But still, motherfuckers still rocking with her. And so when y'all get what you gonna get, don't come to me to fix it. Don't even look at me. And so I'm just so disgusted with what is happening that, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm the only one out here bellowing, hey, stop this thing. It's like when Paul Revere ran and said the British is coming, the British is coming. You know what I'm saying? They're the British, and we telling them to fucking come on. Not to fight them, but to embrace them, to embrace these oppressors that look like us with open arms. How are we still doing this to ourselves? Did you hate me so much because I'm telling you the truth that you're going to just go against yourself? What's wrong with you? You're just going to go against your own self. And you want so bad to put somebody black in that seat, and I get it. Listen, honey, I get it. But that person got to be experienced. We're talking about a clerk of court. You cannot play with that job. Sorry, y'all, I had a call. You cannot play with that job. Okay. So, right, and it's not fair to have the other clerks to have to train her with what she does not know, and she get the $148,000. That's not right. And then you're gonna be having them trying to do all of this other shit that's not one of their job requirements, which takes away from the many things that they supposed to be doing already. She says, the Code of Virginia says that the clerk has 800 responsibilities. It's not the Code of Virginia, sweetheart. It's the Supreme Court that states that. The court's responsibilities are not codified. Number one, it's not codified. Yeah, it is. I'm just disgusted, and I just decided that, I can't be a one-man band out here. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm done. I am like over it. Y'all black folks can have what you want to have, and y'all can do what you want to do, support who you want to support, and just go down with the damn Titanic. Because y'all love you talking about white establishment. The black establishment ain't no damn better. In fact, they worse. They worse. They worse. And so I'm out here to protest because I got called. I'll be right back. I got called yesterday about Dominion, who is supporting about the NAACP, who is supporting Dominion, who is trying to build a pipeline through a historically black community, Buckingham, Union Hill, in Virginia. And I'm out here in front of the NAACP headquarters right now, which y'all know I am a member. And the NAACP is also supporting the Greater Hampton Roads Black Democrats, who is also supporting these candidates who are not qualified for these jobs, who are also hurting marginalized and impacted communities that are historically black. And so how do we not know this? How do we continue to do this? And when I bring this information to you all, because not only am I the hood person that knows the law, I'm your environmental person as well. I'm your both sides. But y'all don't listen to me, because I'm not the face and I'm not the figure, and I don't talk like how y'all want me to talk, and I never will, and you'll miss it if that's what you want me to be. I'll never be a part of the establishment. I'll never bow down to any of it. And so y'all see the people, let me show y'all. I'll never do that. And so because of it's been so much pushback, and because y'all love a lie, and because you all will, I say you will, you'd rather be sold a lie than to be told the truth. It's time for me to back and just let you all have it. I have children. I have 5 of them. I have things that I want to do in my life. And so I think this is a great time for me to just remove myself from the equation, because I'm tired of fighting it. I'm tired of fighting, and the message is not amplified, and people are not taking a clear side. They're not speaking up. They're not supporting the truth on this side. They rather seem like they're neutral, and I don't like neutral motherfuckers. Okay, either you rocking with how this thing is being done, either you rocking with me or you not rocking with me, and that's just it. Period. Because I'm not gonna tell you no lie, and I'm on both sides of these things, and I'm in the inside. I am in the inside. So, I'm the one who's getting called out here to these things. I'm out here with my brother, Richard Walker. You got about a handful of black people doing this environmental work, and it intersects. And so it's just really disrespectful of the people to continue to move in the way that they're moving. And I'm just not willing to sacrifice anymore at this time. And so I'll still be doing this work, but not on a community level. I'm gonna let y'all have that one. Not for Newport News anyway. So it's just been very heartbreaking to see what I saw. I mean, that is bad when you support a candidate and you actually endorse a candidate. And I'm gonna have to speak with my aunt about this because I saw that my aunt even endorsed her. My aunt she knows better. But when you take the party money, you do what the party tells you to do. You're then brought out by the party. Once you accept that endorsement, that Democratic endorsement, you now are a slave to the Democratic Party and you have to do what the Democratic Party tells you to do, even if it's against what you want to do morally. I'd be damned if I be a slave. I'm not picking no cotton for no goddamn body out here. Nobody. You got to stand up for what's right. You got to either raise your own money and risk not getting a seat, but don't sell yourself out. Don't sell your community out. Don't sell your people out. And don't continue to be quiet like I don't know who y'all is, being quiet and supporting these candidates that are not qualified. Not only are they not experienced, they're not qualified. Like, what in the world? This lady just stood up here and talked about notary publics and damn death certificates with the clerk of court's office. You all supported this lady. You all out here marching. I like, because you don't know yourselves what these officers do. That you won't do your own due diligence to find out what these people are supposed to be doing. To know if they can even, if what the people is telling you is even true. Or a thing that can be done. It is absolutely ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. And I got a sister out here now that I came straight out on. Her name Karen, and I love her, but I had to come out on her. And I called her and told her myself, I said, listen, this is what the situation is. I see how you moving, sister. I'm going to come out against you. I got to. I told her she would tell you. I called her on the phone. I said, I am going to come out against you if you keep doing what you're doing. Not only her, another sister, Kendall, that I love both of my sisters. But I will come out against you if what you're doing is going to affect our people. You're not going to straddle no fence and be out here like you a savior. I'm sorry, and I still love you. And the reason why I called you in the first place is because I loved you, because I could have just let you see it come out. I gave you a chance to make a decision on what side you're going to be on. Are you going to be on the people's side, or are you going to be on the establishment side? Because either way, the truth is going to come out. Either way, that truth is going to come out. Hey, love bug. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. I'm live. Don't pay me no mind. Okay. I'm sure. How y'all doing? So, let me get my hugs. Hey!
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I haven't seen you in forever.
I've been out here. Everywhere.
We're all running around like
I know,
crazy.
like nuts.
How you been? Yeah.
Right.
Okay,
The same as you.
I'm looking forward to the city council meeting on the 12th.
I know.
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yep.
We can definitely, like I'm right now, we can definitely have fun there.
Right. I want to see how it's gonna play out, but you know, we've been doing this for a long time.
We have. I wish we'd been here a bit sooner. But
I know.
I'm proud. I'm proud of my little troop.
That's right. Standing up.
The minute that we got stood up, we came running to where we thought the fight was. And
Yep.
we were right. We're happy we've been with you.
That's right.
And we ain't gonna quit.
That's not, no. Nope.
Something to be said for reinforcement. It's nice to see you. Excuse me.
Coming down, you don't want to miss you. Yeah. Oh, all right. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Where's Richard? Oh, there he goes. Okay. All right. All right. Yeah, I didn't see him over there. Yeah, so it's a lot going on out here, y'all. Hey, love, bud.
I see you, big girl.
How are you?
Everything good.
It's going. How you been, babe?
Everything been good. I work with For Our Future.
Uh-huh.
Have you heard of them before?
Uh-uh.
Yeah, it's a pack. They're a pack, and they're on the C4 table, and they do progressive work. I'm a field organizer.
Okay, that's
So
what's
we
up.
are, talking to voters. So
Doing your thing.
yeah,
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. How about you? Where you at now?
With the collaborative, the Virginia Environmental Justice Collaborative. Yep, Richard down the other
So
end.
everything's taking place
Yep.
here? Okay.
Right here.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
You know who this cat is with the Blazers and the Blazers and the Dockers down the block down? Okay.
Yeah. I think he's with I think he's with one of the environmental organizations. So I cannot remember his name, but I've seen him before.
Okay, just as long as he cross paths with him.
Yeah. Nope. Not yet. So y'all, we're out here, of course, protesting, of course, the pipeline and the NAA support for Dominion. And we're at the Dominion headquarters, which is, not Dominion, my bad, y'all, the NAACP. Hello, is it? There it is. The NAACP headquarters right there. That's where all the dirt goes down. In that building, I've been in there a couple of times because we done had some issues. But I see the La Policia is coming, and the oppressors is definitely out here. And so, it is what it is, y'all. But I can't continue. Like, I spent a lot of time out here learning this material so y'all can have it, and you still go with the people that is against the freedom. Just totally against it. I cannot understand. I cannot I cannot subscribe to those shenanigans. I can't, but I would definitely let y'all have it. I see how people are continuing to move, and I just can't. You know what I'm saying? We can't afford to continue to be cliquish and none of that. Like, none of that. But hopefully you all will find another legal person that you all trust and believe, and people that really care, that do this work outside of a paycheck, that's not just showing up at election time, that really, really care. And you'll know if people care. And when she got up there and said what she said, that shows that she didn't care. That was a direct indication that she could not possibly care, that she didn't know at all. Hey, love bug. How are you?
I'm sick.
Oh, no.
I'm everybody. I got that seasonal thing yesterday.
Oh, and you just can't. You just got it.
I promised Richard I was coming out.
Yeah, he down there at the other end.
I said I would keep my word.
That's right.
Took off. I've been in the bed since yesterday.
Oh my God. Well, hurry up and see him and get back, because it's about to start raining. That's disrespectful. That you don't know the bare basics of what a clerk of court does while standing up with your cocky self, asking people, do you know what the clerk of court does and what do? And then we find out that you yourself don't know. And I think that people avoided that, because I see that people are not watching that video. They don't even want to watch it because they don't want to be held accountable for how they're going to choose. But every last one of them people that are endorsing her, the committee that is endorsing her, the NAACP that is endorsing her, every last one of them should be ashamed of themselves. And you all should hold, hey, love bug, them accountable. We'll talk. You all should hold them all the way accountable. Like, why would they push a candidate on a city that's already impacted and marginalized, that is not qualified or experienced, and doesn't have a clue as to what was going on? And then she isn't accountable, because when she got caught out there, she then tried to shift the blame over to Gary. Like, what does that don't show y'all something? That don't show you something about her character? All that charismatic stuff and that confidence and that cocky stuff came out, and it makes people believe that she got to be telling the truth when it's not the truth. And Gary was not confident because he knew that he was treading on, oh my goodness, it's raining, treading on, he was in a community unfamiliar to him. And he's going to work on that, because we've already had that conversation. I need him to start to be more vocal, not necessarily for Black people, because that's not what the clerk of court's office is for, but just to so that black people can know what he does. You know what I'm saying? And that's not his job to also teach us what he does. When you go to the clerk of the court's office, you know what you're going for. You either paying a fine, marriage license, deed, probate, court records, you know, all of that stuff. So, all of that.
Can I ask a question, please?
So let me flip around. That's my brother Richard, y'all. Yes.
Mature?
Yes.
Yeah, I need.
Oop, I guess it.
You don't know there's not a prejudice bone in my body.
We haven't met in
But I
person,
need
but I'm
more
Barb
black
Adams.
folk to be right here front and center.
Friends forever.
Phone
Just
and
so we
Facebook
don't,
people
you
for a
know.
long time. Isn't
But
that
don't
weird?
everybody y'all can bring
Nice
up,
to
roll
meet
up.
you. Nice to meet
Put
you.
everybody behind the sun. Yeah, everyone behind the sun. So we can have a collective group that shows the solidarity of everyone. Yes, very good.
There we go. All right. Like it.
Yes.
See it through?
You got space over here right behind. I don't know if you were going to say anything.
Huh?
I think you were going to.
Well, yeah, but I didn't know I needed to be out there.
Good morning.
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 Get out, and we want to get ahead of the rain because it's going to be raining all day. The purpose of us being here is to let folk know that we don't appreciate Dominion infiltrating the NAACP so that they can get their message, they can continue their greed, they can continue their exploitation, they can continue, because after this evening's event, it will be in the paper that Dominion co-sponsored the event. So we're going to hear about this again tomorrow,
Right.
and the next day, and the next day. You know, we've gone to the executive committee to have them cancel this event tonight, or at the very least, deny Dominion as a co-sponsor, to take their name off the marquee, to take their name off the flyers, to take their names out of the newspaper.
That's
'Cause
right.
That's what Dominion wants. They want to be recognized that they supported the commemoration of 400 years of slavery. You know, but in real time, they're still keeping us enslaved.
That's right.
Right.
You know, we're here in Union Hill, Norfolk, Charles City, Hampton Roads.
Yep.
They're still keeping people of color enslaved with their greed, trying to build this pipeline throughout the entire state. If no one has figured it out yet, that every instance of a pipeline is in predominantly African American
Come on.
communities.
That's right.
You know, and it's sad that, you know, the government, the General Assembly, the DEQ, FERC, continue to allow them to do it.
Thank you.
So my anger is not just at Dominion, it's at all those involved that are allowing Dominion to get the permits to continue to do what they do.
Right.
You know, I don't have my glasses, so I'm gonna have Andrew read out everything that came on here, or Tiffany, because it's high time that we come together and stop it. Listen, we're on the verge of stopping Dominion.
Right.
I have great confidence in that. Based on the court hearings on Tuesday, I have great confidence that we're going to stop them. That they'll run out of appeals. They can't go anymore, then they'll run out of money. Then they'll run out of all of those that are invested in this, and they'll all turn their backs and say, let's go back and do something else. They'll put the tail between their legs
and go home.
Go home.
That's right.
Okay? Any opportunity you can to denounce Dominion, we want that. The more pressure we put on them, the more possibility of them going away. You know, and that's in all areas. We need support down in Charles City. We need support down in Hampton Roads.
Yeah.
You know, Union Hill's story is everybody's story.
Yes,
You know,
it
we
is.
all are Union Hill. So we have to stop the monstrosities of these compressor stations and these converters, and, you know, one of the judges asked them, did you consider an alternative, maybe
Right.
electric? And they said no.
Mm-hmm.
So they did not even consider it because they feel like they can do what they want to do in any African American community in the Commonwealth, and it has to stop. All right, I want to bring Andrea up to bring, or she didn't want, okay, to read what we wrote, or Tiffany.
This is the letter that we delivered to the Executive Committee of the Virginia State Conference, NAACP. We are contacting you in regards to the Virginia State Conference, NAACP Dominion Energy co-sponsored event on October 31st, 2019.
Yes.
Allowing Dominion to appear as a co-sponsor of this event is shameful, counterproductive, and damaging to the NAACP's credibility and supporting commitment to environmental justice and civil rights. We call on NAACP, the Virginia State Conference Executive Committee, and/or President Sweetlove to immediately cancel this event or to remove Dominion as a co-sponsor. And here is why. Number one, Dominion is currently engaged in environmental injustices in Union Hill, Buckingham County, Virginia, and throughout the Commonwealth, from poisoning our air, land, and water, devaluing African American heritage and bodies, and contributing to the loss of affordable housing in historically Black communities. Our communities continue to suffer and be barred from generational advancement and opportunities. Sharing the marquee on such an influential and sensitive topic to members about the legacy of slavery allows Dominion to pose as an ally to the Black community and champion of justice. This isn't in the letter, but we know that now.
Yeah.
This alliance makes a mockery of the fight of residents in Union Hill and their allies across Virginia. Number two, co-sponsoring an event with Dominion undermines the NAACP's credibility, thus damaging all advocacy efforts on behalf of Union Hill and more broadly on climate justice,
That's right.
clean energy, and sustainability. No matter how often the Virginia State Conference, NAACP, reaffirms its oppositions to the pipeline or environmental injustices, co-sponsoring this event publicly allows Dominion to manipulate public perception on Virginia State Conference NAACP's position. This will serve as a stark contradiction to the organization's purported mission and values. In June 2019, an amicus brief was filed in the case Friends of Buckingham et al. Versus Virginia Air Pollution Control Board et al. In solidarity with Union Hill, the Virginia State Conference, NAACP, and other civil rights and faith-based organizations signed the brief. The brief highlights the state's misguided attempts to evade the environmental injustice by approving the air permit without adequately assessing the suitability of the proposed location and failing to properly analyze the disproportionate risk of harm faced by the predominantly African American community that lives near the proposed compressor station, which would emit dangerous air pollutants and pose other safety risks. Not coincidentally, the aforementioned case is happening the same week as this event. On October 29th, the Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals will hear oral arguments on the main challenge to the compressor station permit. Imagine the irreparable damage caused should Dominion use this scheduled event as an example of organizational and community favorability.
Right.
Union Hill is fighting for its life.
That's right.
And the Virginia State Conference, NAACP, is co-sponsoring an event with their main antagonists. This is irresponsible and dangerous. It plays right into Dominion's hands and is a disservice to Union Hill and to the Virginia State Conference.
That's right. Yes, it is. Disrespectful.
And then this is the last one I'm going to, well, I'll read our demands. Co-sponsoring this event with Dominion is antithetical to the event's topic on the 400 years of Black history. Dominion is trying to erase Union Hill's historical significance. We, the members, communities directly impacted by reckless projects led by Dominion, led by utilities like Dominion across the Commonwealth of Virginia demand. Cancel this event or restructure it to exclude Dominion from participation or sponsorship of any kind. Return Dominion's donation and release an apology letter to explain to Union Hill residents, Virginia State Conference, NAACP members, and allies statewide why the decision to co-sponsor an event with Dominion is deemed acceptable and how the Virginia State Conference will regain trust and credibility to its stated mission and values. This letter was signed by more than 400 people and emailed directly to the Virginia State Conference NAACP Executive Committee members. Thank you.
Yeah.
We're going to have a couple more speakers. Reverend Paul Wilson, followed by Reverend Robert Dillon.
Thank you. I stand in 100% with the aforementioned letter. I just wanted to ask the NAACP a couple of questions. Are you now changing your name to the National Association for the Advancement of Cash for People?
Yeah. Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
Are you changing your name to the National Association for the Advancement of Corporate Profit?
Yeah.
Are we becoming a part of that? Are we beginning to move away from our true and core mission? Are we becoming partners with those who create many of the problems that we now face and have always faced in our communities?
That's right.
Are we really vetting the corporate partners that we commit to?
Come on, Reverend.
For the past 5 years, many of us have been facing down Dominion. And I have discovered that they, along with most corporations for profit, do not make financial contributions or donations unless it is a direct benefit to them.
Come on.
Or enhances the bottom line on the balance sheet. For corporations, it's about power.
That's right.
Control. And money for the shareholders.
Yes.
I understand the need for corporate sponsorship, but we really need to question the motives of corporations. I own a business. It's 152 years old. It's a family business. I'm the 5th generation. So I understand the need for money. But we really need to watch and be careful of who we're sleeping with.
That should come on.
Because when you jump in the bed with somebody, everybody's not going to stay on their side of the bed.
That's right.
And so I'm wondering if
gotta make sure it's safe.
NAACP is really looking at what they're doing.
Yeah, they are.
I am a life member of the NAACP. I am a past president of the local branch. I've been a pastor in Virginia for over 47 years. And I am the lone Baptist pastor in the Union Hill community who has been involved in this diligent fight for 5 years.
Wow.
And so it's all about money. It's about corporate greed. It's about avarice. Again, it's about power. And it is about control.
Yeah.
Finally, what I really want to say, too, part of what I want to say is that these folks who are advocating for the Atlantic Coast Pipeline and proposed compressor station for Buckingham County are no more than dead partners, corporate partners with the Donald Trumps of life.
That's right.
Thank you.
That's right.
Thank you, Pastor. That was good.
Reverend Robert Dilday.
We appreciate you all being here. You know, those of us in the faith community have stood strong with folks all across our state in terms of environmental justice. It's very important for us that that become a primary focus, and we've decided, it's become very clear to us that the corporate powers in this city, including Dominion, have taken very little interest in that. But it's our task to call them to account. And it's not going to help if we in any way ally ourselves in greenwashing or a way of trying to help them to disguise the ways in which they do not protect the people of our state in this way. And so that's why we're here, and that's why all of us stand, not only with Union Hill, but also with people across Virginia, including Southwest Virginia, in places where we believe that this is important for us to take a stand. Thank you.
Yeah, and I want to kind of like reiterate what the Pastor Wilson said. This is no different from what Donald Trump is doing with Ukraine. Quid pro quo. You got to get something for something. They're not just going to get on this in order just not to give you the money, but they want something to have to do with it.
Yeah.
So that is, you know, I don't want to talk more bad about the NAACP, but they have to learn who to get in bed with and who not to.
That's right.
I don't care anything about that. We have legislative Black Caucus members that are getting money from Dominion.
Yeah.
There are decision makers in the General Assembly
Come on.
that if they go under the auspices of Dominion, Dominion's going to tell them to jump, and they're going to tell
And
them
they
how
gonna
high
jump.
they
That's
need
right.
to jump.
And they gonna jump
We
too.
need to divest from receiving money from folk that don't care nothing about
Come
us.
on.
That's right.
Come
And
on.
Dominion is the #1
Contributor.
that they will go into every African American
Yes, they
community
will.
and exploit what they can and can do to us to affect us just for more money. One of my most favorite advocates in the Commonwealth of Virginia that is involved in all areas of advocating for people of color. I want her to come in and have a few words. Someone else will take the camera while you come speak, Makira.
Say that again. Oh, go on there. Caught me off guard, all the way off guard, Richard. Good evening, everybody. I have been a part of this environmental fight for a while now, and having children that are affected by environmental hazards and not being able to work and have the support of an organization that says that it stands up for people of color, marginalized communities, impacted communities is disgraceful. As I have been working alongside with the campaigns, we're also seeing that they are supporting candidates who also support the pipeline. What in the world is going on? I don't even know. Sometimes I just stare because I don't know what to say. You know, it just gets just so bad that we just stuck and we just like deer in headlights. But you know, for those of us that are blessed enough to not have sick children, to not have to constantly, and I post this on Facebook. Some of you all that are Facebook friends with me, you see I'm constantly in the hospital with my son, over and over and over again, because the air quality is so poor. And I grew up in Newport News, Virginia. Everybody knows it. We are affected by coal dust, traffic, transportation, smog, particulate matter. Then we have industry on top of that. You think anybody came to the community and said, hey, we're going to expose you to this? Can we do this? Ain't nobody asked us our permission. Guess when we found out? 2011. 2011. How do we get ahead of that? When we have politicians that are going behind these closed doors and making these deals. And by the time we find out, we're 5 years behind. They done already started to do what they're going to do to us. And they know that we don't have the resources, but guess what we do have? The people. That's what we got. And people will always trump the money. So as we continue to go on this fight, and thank you for all of you all coming out in this rain, sick, where my baby at? Out here sick. Thank you all for standing up for people. Thank you so much. This means so much to me because my children get to witness that there are people out here that care about you that you don't know. But they're standing, they're bridging the gap, Richard. They're bridging this gap. And we're not going home. We're gonna take this thing to the end. And there's people that are staying up in trees. There's people that are really not going home at night because this is that detrimental to our health. When you start talking about our health and our planet, we only got one. Are we gonna give our planet to Dominion? I say we don't. Thank you all for your fight.
Thank you.
Tavares. Hey, thank you. How you doing?
We're fortunate to have a gentleman that's running as a candidate for House of Delegates standing here next to me. And, you know, I don't know his position on all of this, but at the same time, I know he's someone that we get him in the General Assembly, he'll be able to listen to and be able to promote our best interests. I truly believe that, just on the couple of times that I've met him. You know, even though he's about to walk into that meeting, but one of my best friends just walked into that meeting also, who was the former president of the Richmond branch. So they're going in with the knowledge of what they hear, what they see, but knowing inside it's not right.
And one small correction. Actually, I was running for the House of Delegates. I lost the Democratic nomination by 83 votes.
That's all right.
But I am currently running for the Virginia State Conference president.
Come on.
I do not agree.
That's right. Come on, Tavares.
Dealing with Dominion power. I've been very happy about that. I've been public about that. Our current acting state president, Robert Barnett, seems to think it's okay to continue to take money from Dominion Power. And his excuse is, well, I'll take that money and use it to sue him. If you believe that, I got a bridge in Brooklyn and said,
come on.
So I believe that we should not have any type of dealings with Dominion Power until they're able to give in to our demands in environmental justice.
That's
so
right.
I stand with Union Hill. I've said that many of times. So that's why I'm actually here. That's why I'm running this weekend to ensure that NAACP, which also our national NAACP, stands with Union Hill.
Yes.
They're very adamant. But we have an issue here. I'll be the first to say it publicly. We have an issue here with the state NAACP. There's individuals here with their own agendas. Individuals here in this organization don't have black and brown people's interests at heart.
Come through.
And I myself been a 14-year member of the NAACP down in Tyler.
Yeah.
We need to start standing up, speaking out vividly and publicly on the issues
Yep.
that matter to us most.
Yes.
And that's what I'm running for this weekend. So thank you all for being here. I appreciate you being here. And I'm going to go to this meeting right now, and I want to continue to raise hell.
Go do it, and I know he do.
And that's what I do. So thank you all for being here, all right?
So
Hey, you tell me you announced.
this is a good day.
You know I got you.
I'm excited still. Each one of those executive committee members received over 400 emails. Over 460 some odd emails that they got individually. So they know our message. They know our thoughts. They know that we are totally against what they're doing just by the bombarding of their email accounts with this letter denouncing Dominion, denouncing NAACP for getting into bed with Dominion, and that they should not ever do it again. So they are aware that they are dead wrong. So don't let that be confused. They know what they did by partnering with Dominion just doesn't sit well with a whole bunch of folk. And like I said earlier, we're going to hear about this again tomorrow and the next day. So if you see an article come out, send in an op-ed. Send in something, a letter to the editor. Send in something to refute anything that goes against what we're doing out here. I thank you all for showing up. You know, I can go on the rest of the day. But we're going to make sure that we continue to forward what we have and what we stand for. We need in Virginia, like I said, when I was a child coming from the armpit of America in Jersey on the summers, you know, I look forward to the fresh air, the clean air, you know, living out and coming out in Union Hill and Buckingham. You know, they're trying to destroy that. They're trying to do that all over the Commonwealth of Virginia.
The Karen Shabbat.
Virginia is probably one of the highest, largest tourist states in the country when it comes to going through the Blue Ridge Mountains, when it comes to go through the Natural Bridge, when it comes to going down to Virginia Beach, when it comes to going to every place of environmental health here in Virginia. Dominion is here to destroy it. We have to stop it. Again, I thank everyone for showing up. Also,
I live in Chesterfield. I'm
this
still part of
evening,
that branch.
we
but
have
I'm from
decided
Newport News.
not to do another press release gathering at the event. As I told a couple of you, the NAACP, they called the police.
Oh, they
Yeah, and I
we
got
still
a
calling the
phone call
police.
from the Henrico County
We still
Police
calling the
Department
police.
yesterday and the Richmond Police Department on yesterday.
Oh my God.
So if we were to go up to
We can't keep calling the police.
Milton,
They gotta be in our
we'd
bylaws.
be like from here to that pole from the entrance. So it didn't make sense to go up there when we know we couldn't get close to
Oh
the
my
venue.
God.
But however, this venue is free and open to the public.
You too.
So we can go inside as individuals. All right, we can go inside and listen to the speakers. Okay, we can go inside and rub elbows with members from the NAACP, you know, and letting them know how we feel. So I challenge you to take that on and attend the Yet We Rise event this evening. It starts at 5:30. Thank you. I'm wondering if this gentleman wanted to have something to say. He's a part of the NAACP. I just thought, you know, he'd been over here twice, so I figured it.
All my friends over here.
Yeah, okay. So, unless there's someone else, we thank you again for showing up. Folk that have driven here from Buckingham, from Union Hill, from Northern Virginia.
Yeah.
You know, we appreciate your support. And I need to tip my hat to Tiffany for your courage. You know, being a member of the NAACP, and you were the first one to submit a letter to the president to let him know your disgust with their decision.
Thanks, Tiffany.
Thank you, Tiffany. You've been with us the entire time, tweaking and rewriting and sending them out and pulling it together. You and John and Andrea and Christiana, everybody. You know, even the folk from the compressor group, I am grateful to you because, listen, I can come up with the idea, but y'all do all the work. You know, and I appreciate that. Y'all do, Jessica, all of y'all do all the work because, you know, y'all are a lot smarter than me. And I thank you. Appreciate it. That can,
Hey, just so you know, they made the meeting today closed session, so they kicked all us out. Those who are adamant about this situation. So you remember these faces. Remember these faces. Remember these names.
Damn.
Because
They
everybody
invite you down and then kick you out?
stand for that.
That's
I don't know. I
Let
just
me-
picture
let me
Miss
go off.
Sweet Love with as a
my
light-skinned
goodness.
woman with orange red hair.